Oh, we're on. Hey everybody, welcome to part number 2 of this now going to be 3-part series. Again, ran a little bit long. I didn't want to do more than 20 some minutes, so yeah, I cut it up because I do want to show you the Inde Motorsports Ranch, which was phenomenal. I can't wait to go back. But anyways, number 2, we talked a lot about interviewing, kind of what's happening with the airline industry right now. If you're not keeping up, it is turning around. Hiring is about to happen at all the airlines. I think we're getting back to a position where we can all be super excited about it. So if you're in the training pipeline, if you're at a regional, regardless of what place you are right now in this this journey, there's a lot to be excited about. So we talk a lot about that. We talk a little bit about, you know, kind of interviewing, what you can do right now to set yourself up in a position to be successful in an interview, whether you're starting out just in the pipeline right now or you're getting ready for that interview. So good things are coming. Also, we had a really interesting approach in landing onto the racetrack. Now, landing on a racetrack, there's no weather. We had to take it from the next airport down the way, which was Wilcox, and we had people on the ground. But unfortunately, there was a little bit of an issue getting in. We had a little bit of a tailwind downhill. We touched down, didn't look right, went around. So it's kind of one of those things, when it doesn't feel right, just go around. But anyways, we'll talk a little bit about that. Whew, had to get up, it was getting hot. All right guys, last but certainly not least, we got to thank the guys over there at Flyboys and Pivot Case. They have agreed to hook us up with a discount code down below. Use Big Ern, it'll get you 10% off of their products. As you know, Pivot Case is what we use at the airline. I also use it personally there in the Cirrus for my iPad to keep it protected and put it up in different places. So check it out. You know, save a little bit of money. You know, flying's expensive. Hey, thanks again, Pivot Case. Thanks again, Flyboys. We appreciate your guys' generosity. Let's watch the video. All right, guys, we're rolling out to the airplane. What do you guys think of the restaurant?
Restaurant was good. Excellent. Good service, good food.
Yeah.
Good company.
Good place, good place. So if you guys are in the Chandler area, definitely go check out this cafe on the field.
The Hangar Cafe.
Hangar Cafe, great
Chandler.
stuff. Now we're gonna go jump in that beast and head on out. All right, guys, welcome aboard. We got everybody on board. Hutch, you back there?
How's it going?
Got Kelly.
What's going on?
All right, we're gonna go do some racing around a racetrack. But the cool thing is we're gonna land on the racetrack, so that's gonna be pretty awesome. So as I told you guys, these guys are somebody. They do interviews for our company. They do interviews for our cadet program. At least Hutch does back there. So I know you guys have a lot of questions, so we're gonna pick their brains. So it's a 45-minute flight, I believe, over to Indy Raceway, and we'll just ask some questions. The big questions that you guys have on your mind about the future of aviation, airlines, and that good stuff. So.
Transient parking.
Absolutely.
Like a departure to the south with Delta.
Calling ground, standby.
It's a good thing I had a good hair day if I'm going to be on TV.
Yeah, no kidding.
Sorry, I don't have that ever. You still have hair?
On the ground.
Yeah, it's just
more than some.
Four left.
Yeah, well, maybe, yeah.
Just 17.
More than Brett Dunn.
More than Brett Dunn, so that's a positive.
Brett Dunn's bald, by the way, everybody.
It's going to be banter the whole way.
Lots of trash talking.
Lots of trash talking. You're not loved as a pilot until you get trash talked on.
That's right.
You got to have thick skin, or you're not going to make it in this business.
It always makes fun of the people you love the most.
That's right.
It's true.
That was unreadable, say again.
Antara, Cirrus 51 Foxtrot Mike, short of 4 left for a southbound departure.
Cirrus 1 Foxtrot Mike, runway 4 left, line up in white, traffic, jet prop on base.
Left wait 4 left, Cirrus 51 Foxtrot Mike.
Prop 00 Zulu, Chandler Tower, continue left base, runway 4 left, traffic, holding in position.
You're at prop 9100, we'll continue left base.
Just 453, number 2, follow Cessna on half-mile fine, runway 4 right, clear touch and go. Cirrus 1 Foxtrot Mike, fly straight out, runway 4 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 4 left, fly straight out, Cirrus 51 Foxtrot Mike.
Jet
All right, here we go.
00 Zulu, runway 4 left, clear to land.
Jet prop 9100 Zulu, clear to land 4 left.
Curve 281, right turn approved.
Right turn approved, 281.
That's 60 knots.
What's rotation speed?
Right at 74. There we go.
Cirrus 1 Foxtrot Mike for traffic. Make left downwind departure, tower will advise
600.
southbound.
Left downwind departure, Cirrus 51 Foxtrot Mike.
600. We got flaps or caps available. Flaps coming
Tower
out.
Air Sun 340, holding short 4 left at Delta, ready for
Traffic,
departure.
6 o'clock, low, less than
Holding
1
short 4
mile.
left, say again.
Air Sun
What's up?
340, holding short 4 left, ready for departure.
Your
Sun
TCAS.
340, Chinner tower, runway 4 left, line up and wait.
It's hard to get used to how touchy the stick is, you know?
Yeah.
That's how the F-16 was, I think. Like you'd barely just touch the stick and it would just start rolling.
Yeah.
Did either of you ever get an incentive flight?
I did. That was the sickest I've ever been in an airplane.
Yeah, I was sick too. I didn't throw up, but I wanted to.
I threw up twice.
Yeah.
That's good.
I threw up twice too. Only because I had Chipotle before we went flying.
Nice.
That was
real smart.
bad. Yeah, we're back on.
Nice, nice.
All right, here we are, 7,500 feet. We got the autopilot on. Kelly was flying for a little bit. Kelly, what'd you think?
It's the nicest airplane I've ever flown in my life, without a doubt.
I was scared to death while he was flying.
Yeah. I was a little worried too.
It was like a roller coaster.
We only did a couple barrel rolls, but that's okay.
I only threw up once.
It handled it just fine.
All right, so
Beautiful airplane.
let's ask some questions, guys.
Oh, boy.
So the big thing, we'll start with Kelly, then we'll go to Hutch in the back. What do you think the future of the airline industry is now? With the pandemic and all that good stuff starting to kind of fade away, what do you think hiring is going to look like moving forward?
I personally believe here within the next 12 to 24 months, we're going to see hiring start to ramp up once again. And for us to get back to 2019 levels, like I said, right around the 24-month point, mainly because I can only do it based upon what I experience every day when I go to work. And initially when the pandemic started, traffic obviously had fallen off quite a bit, and there's barely anybody in the airport. Now when I go to work, we're shoulder to shoulder in the terminal. So it is absolutely crazy. The demand is coming back. People are ready to get out and fly, which in turn means we're going to add flights, we're going to add pilots. So my guess is next 24 months, we're going to be back to pulling from all the regionals and hiring quite a bit at the majors.
I think so. Now, of course, this is all our personal opinion. We don't obviously talk for the company or anything like that. But Hutch, what's your opinion? You guys probably can't see Hutch. He's in the back, but he's there. So Hutch, your opinion?
I would agree with what Kelly said. I think that the levels that we're going to see are going to be nearly where we were just before the pandemic within the next 12 months. And then I think it'll continue to grow. I think in addition, you're going to see overall the concern we had just 18 months ago was an overall pilot shortage, not only in the U.S. but worldwide. And I actually think that most airlines, including ours, is looking at that, saying we are going to be back to a pilot shortage and scrambling to find qualified pilots and looking for the best candidates out there. So I think what you're going to see is a search for all the airlines looking for qualified candidates to put them through their respective pilot training programs and trying to create pilots so that we can fill cockpits, because there's a lot of airplane orders on at all the companies. So I just think you're going to see a tremendous amount of growth in the next several years.
Yeah, and I think I read the other day where Delta was talking about upgrading 800 to 1,000 new captains. Well, once they upgrade, they're going to have to backfill those first officer positions that were vacated for those that are upgrading. So I think all the airlines, including our airline, is going to start genning up here relatively soon. I think it took everybody by surprise that, we were in survival mode. It just turned 180. People are coming back. People are starting to fly. So our schedules are getting a lot fuller. I'm flying more now than I did even pre-pandemic. So I think it's going to be pretty robust in the hiring department here in the near future. So
hey, there you are.
What's up, guys? We're able to see Hutch now. I know you guys are probably like, who's talking? Yeah, that was Hutch. So anyways, we talked about kind of the future of hiring. Let's talk about, those that are in the training pipeline right now, whether they're just starting out at, their flight training or kind of in the middle of their flight training. What advice would you give them, knowing in the future they want to go and interview at an airline? What could they be doing right now that will gear them up for success or make their interview a lot more seamless once they get there?
I would continue to network with everybody you come in contact with, but first and foremost, while you're going through your training right now, sometimes it's a long process. It's not an easy process. So if you can look one day ahead, get through that day, study as hard as you can, do as well as you can. So what are the things we look at? Obviously, during the interview process, it would obviously be things that permanently stay on your record, which would be check ride bus. It's not an end if you end to your career if you happen to bust a check ride, a private or instrument or commercial. But so things do happen. You just have to take ownership for it. But strive for excellence. If you can prevent that from happening, which that may be impossible, but if you could prevent that from happening, that would be the best thing you could do. So continue to study, continue to chair fly, continue to do your best on all of those phase checks, stage checks, check rides, and that's going to set you up for the future. Once again, networking with others to find out exactly what avenues to take and how to get to where you want to go is always important as well. So continue to strive to do your best. That's what I tell my kids. That's what I try to do, and that's, I believe, how I achieved where I am today.
Cool. Hutch? I would say that one of the most important things, especially during your pilot training, which is really potentially your entire career, you're always training, you're always learning, and you're always trying to become a better pilot and to perfect your flying. I think the biggest key on a day-to-day basis is to have a good, positive attitude. That attitude can really help you overcome the obstacles, the hurdles, because the honest truth is every single pilot is going to have bad days. Every pilot is going to make mistakes. And we're all trying to be perfect. We're all trying to be better. And so we put a lot of pressure on ourselves as pilots, which is a good thing. But I think it's just important to realize that, hey, when you make a mistake, own up to it, fess up, learn from it. And it's that positive attitude of, hey, what can I take away from this? Or maybe I can teach somebody else or help somebody else not make my same mistake. So just having that positive attitude, regardless of what goes on, will help you throughout your entire flying career, but especially in the first few years of your pilot training. And then to carry that over into your interview day, it's the same thing. It's that positive energy, the positive attitude, and taking ownership of, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
That's a good point. Taking ownership. Some of the things that we hear from time to time are, on a check ride bust or whatever, the failure to take ownership in that. It's one of those things where, hey, maybe you did have someone that put you in a situation that you felt was unfair. But the way to handle that is just to learn from it and own up to it. Hey, this is what happened. I felt that I could do better in this area, or I felt that if I only did this would maybe affect the outcome. But to place the blame on somebody else, it's kind of a big turnoff, honestly. And that's just one of the things that just comes with experience. You have a lot that you can affect that flight with, and a lot of it's on you as the pilot in command on what you're doing. So Wrapping that back up to check ride bus. Again, like Kelly said, it's not the end of the world. Just explain it, explain what happened, set up the scenario, and then what you learned from it. I like Hutch's input on attitude is everything. You know, guys, I really believe in that. But also the other thing, when you're coming in for interviews, you're going to be going into the regionals or a corporate, or when you come to us, you know, whoever you're interviewing with, that logbook, many people are going to electronic logbooks, but if you are keeping a handwritten logbook, that is a reflection of you. So if your logbook is a mess and you can't read the numbers on there and it's just a disaster, that doesn't set you up right. You know, keeping those really neat, by the time you get to an interview, man, that just sets the tone right away.
It does. So. Attention to detail is key in an interview. When I am doing a logbook interview, which I don't like to do, by the way. When I'm doing the logbook interview and the individual's hours do not match up from their resume to their logbook to their overall cover page or pilot credentials, you know, it's one thing if you just came from a trip and you have a 20-hour, 30-hour difference, but when you got 100 or 2-hour difference, that's a lack of attention to detail. So then, from my perspective, as a captain at an airline, I believe, okay, well, when we get a route change and I don't happen to be in the airplane and the first officer takes the route change, and if you're going to be my new first officer, how can I trust your attention to detail to do everything that you need to do when on the most important day of your life, potentially of your career at least, not necessarily your life, that you didn't take the time to have extreme attention to detail when it came to putting your logbook together and any of the other professional materials that you needed to bring with you. But so those are just things you have to look at. Earning the spot on. Just need to, while it's easy right now, keep track of it and continue to go over it, make sure your hours add up, because a lot of people do end up making a mistake, an error, and those come through in the interview. And that's the easy part of the interview. There's no sense in making it difficult. Now, going over your hours in the interview process should take roughly about 5 to 10 minutes, and then the rest of the time should be us getting to know you. In some cases, the entire 45 minutes is going over your hours, and typically those people don't get hired.
Yeah, don't make it hard on the interviewers, because it generally doesn't equal success. So again, set yourself up for success. If you're in training right now, keep very good detailed logbooks. Keep them neat. I'd highly recommend would you guys recommend electronic logbooks?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it just kind of cuts down on the errors, you know, math errors, and, you know, just you can better sort and produce a product that, you know, every airline's kind of different in their hiring on what they're looking for, and you can produce a product that's specific to them. It kind of helps out. So
it's very professional looking as well.
And it is very professional looking.
Yes. You know, overall, I would say, you know, some advice I would give to you is this is serious business, obviously, but for us, for most pilots, we just so happen to be getting paid to do our hobby. This is a lot of fun. I can't imagine doing anything else. So it's serious business, but don't take yourself too seriously. Have some fun with it. Be professional, but yet have a good time. You're not always going to be perfect, like Ernie had already said. Every single one of us have over 10,000 hours each, probably about 40,000 hours worth of flight time in this cockpit. And there's not one of us that have a perfect day. So you just have to accept that. We all want to be perfect, but we are not. And as long as you can go ahead and just roll with it, learn from your mistakes, move on, have fun, laugh, enjoy what you're doing, because honestly, we look out, this isn't particularly our office today, but this is what our office looks like, and it is an incredible view and an incredible journey. I couldn't have asked for anything more in my life than to be able to have this as a career. So it's a lot of fun. Enjoy it.
All right. All right, guys, we are, let's see, about 12 minutes away from our destination. I'm going to start listening up on Unicom. Since we're going into Indy Raceway, it's a private field. We did get permission to enter, and there's, again, about 7 or 8 airplanes coming in. I could see on our ADSB that a few airplanes are coming in. I'm going to just listen up on the Unicom. That's where we're going to be communicating on coming in. So.
Inde Motorsports, Cochise County area, Cirrus 551 Juliet Whiskey is about 12 to the west. Inbound, planning
what range is that?
Joining the left downwind for runway 26 at a 45-degree angle. Any wind reports? Appreciate it.
Left downwind 26. All right, that's Todd. Hey, Indy Raceway traffic, Cirrus 51 Foxtrot Mike. We're about 20 miles out. We'll be setting up also for the left downwind runway 26, Indy Raceway. All right, heading select. That's Cochise because our database didn't have this private FID.
So you didn't put the lat long in then?
It wouldn't take it for some reason. I have it on here, and when I push it to the panel, it doesn't like it.
Let's see, what is it?
Yeah, it's okay. We can pick it up visually.
Okay.
It's just Cochise is right there. It's just at the very end. That's that orange spot.
Oh,
right
the orange
there.
spot. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you guys lost up there? Do you know where we're going? See, this is part of the making the mistakes. These guys are lost.
There's no roads.
They're trying to play cool, but they're lost.
There's no roads to follow.
Yeah, there's a lot of mountains out here too.
Yeah, there's no highways. What the heck?
551 Julie Whiskey, copy. Big one.
Everybody, you know what's better than owning your own airplane?
Inde Motorsports, Cochise County
Having
area.
a friend that has an airplane. Definitely.
It's true, and it goes for boats and trucks and everything else.
Eloy traffic, use caution, jumpers are with 15,000, jump 11, twin auto, rapid descent.
So what I'm thinking about doing is we'll just enter the initial and do an overhead brake midfield. That way we can take a look at the runway, and then just enter into a downwind from there.
Good.
You don't want to do a high-speed low approach? Pull closed? I'm just saying.
Indy traffic, Cirrus 51 Foxtrot Mike's in the pattern 5,500. We'll be orbiting until the runway's clear. Indy. All right, guys. Well, this is kind of what happens. Single runway.
Yeah.
If there's an airplane on the runway, I mean, we could land and hold short of, the end of the runway, but just to be safe, there's no need to do that. We'll just continue to orbit around, and once the aircraft is clear and out of the way, we'll go ahead and come in.
It's a good use of RRM skills.
RRM, yeah.
Risk Resource Management.
Who is this guy? Wow.
Hey man, I got a check ride coming up in a couple months.
Cochise County Wilcox Cessna 278 taxiing via Alpha to Alpha 1 for a run up and takeoff on 21, Cochise County Wilcox.
500.
I know you'll put it down on the numbers, or I'll try.
Caution, terrain.
That might be a little short.
Caution,
No-
terrain.
no pressure.
Terrain. Pull up. Pull up. Terrain. 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 Terrain.
Yeah, a
Pull
little
up.
bit of a
Pull
tailwind.
up.
Turn around.
Terrain. Terrain. Pull up. Pull up. Taxiway. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up.
51
Pull
Foxtrot
up.
Mike's on the go.
Terrain. Terrain. Pull up. Pull up. Terrain. Terrain.
Smart
pull
decision
up,
compared to what
pull
I did.
up.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Yeah, there's a little bit of a tailwind.
Terrain. Terrain. Pull up. Pull up.
Yeah, Indy traffic, Cirrus 51 Foxtrot Mike. We're just going to do a teardrop entry to final runway 26. It looks like the winds are a little bit better on that runway.
Copy that. They completely switched around. You're clear to land.
Yeah, no worries.
So when we crossed the numbers, it looked like it was a headwind. Is it at the other end of the runway where it switched?
Yeah, it looked like it switched. When I passed it, you saw a headwind? I saw a tailwind. Yeah?
I thought I saw a headwind, but...
Oh, really?
Maybe I was looking at something else. I don't know.
Well, you can always do a little touch and go there, too, and see how it feels, right?
That's true.
Nice landing, no?
Yeah. Smooth.
I was getting ready to clap, and then you're like, we're going around. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't like the way it looked, so...
It did seem fast.
It did feel fast though, that I can say.
Yeah.
Like a 737 landing speed.
All right, guys, we're here. Inde Motorsports. Thanks to Todd for putting this together. We got one guy on final here. We're in the displaced threshold where we got to park, but he's going to land over us. So we'll watch him land. That's so cool. There he is. Nice. Very nice. That was very cool. All right, we're gonna have another guy coming in too. All right, here we are, Inde Motorsports. Pretty cool. This is the man that put it all together.
Hello. Thanks for coming, Ernie.
Yeah, of course. We got the airplane taxiing in. Probably park a few more of them over here in the overrun, and then we're gonna be parking other airplanes over there. We should have, hey Todd, how many total are we having?
Today it's going to be 6 and about 15 people.
6 airplanes, 15 people. So really good turnout. Kind of like landing over a 50-foot obstacle. That's what you're doing today.
What's going on?
What you think, Hutch?
Love it. Happy to be here.
Cool. What? Look at all these airplanes here. So that airplane is one of the demos. That's pretty cool. Ken Goebel from Cirrus flew that in. Pretty nice. This is looking down the runway. Guys are flying kind of overhead to land on runway 26. The wind shifted a little bit. We tried it, as you guys will see on the video, at runway 8. Downhill, a little bit of a tailwind, didn't like it, even though we touched down. And then landed on runway 26, so that was a good one. So we're gonna go head in and start the festivities.
Really?
Hey, Hatcher kind of misses this. Come on, Mr. A-10 pilot. He doesn't care. He just cares that it was a 50 cal gun on the front of it, right?
30 millimeter.
Okay, all right, 30 millimeter.
Yeah, 30 millimeter.
I'm a heavy guy, so I don't know.